Today we are going to start learning 3D design using Tinkercad. Tinkercad is a free web-based 3D design tool by Autodesk, so we don't need to install any software. Here we can see our dashboard where all our designs will be saved. To start a new design, click on Create 3D Design. Now we are inside the 3D design workspace. This large blue grid in the center is called the work plane. Think of work plane as the table or floor on which we will be placing our 3D objects. Each small square represents 1 millimeter and bigger squares represent 10 millimeters. On the right side, you can see basic shapes panel. Here various shapes such as box, cylinder, sphere, torus, cone, pyramid are available. Let me drag a few shapes. This is the box. This is the cone. Now let me switch to top view. So this is how these 3D objects would look in the top view. This is the front view. Okay. Now, mainly there are two different types of views in which the 3D designers work. So this is the perspective view. It gives a realistic 3D appearance of the models. And the other is the orthographic view. It is used for accurate measurements, alignments, technical drawing. So if you want to place any object accurately, you switch to the orthographic view. Perspective view will give you a realistic view, whereas the orthographic view will give you accurate technical view. Now let's try and understand various features of Tinkercad by doing our first project. Okay, so simply you can change the name of the file by clicking here. Okay, let me just write first project. Let's start with a very simple project, table and chairs. With our first task of creating a table, we will make a very simple rectangular table using Tinkercad. Click on Create 3D Design. I will drag a box onto the work plane. I will reduce its thickness to 5 millimeters. I will change the length to 100 and width to 50 millimeters. In the properties panel, you can see the color. Click on color and change it to brown so that it looks like a wooden table. Okay, now I will lift this by 50 millimeters, or I would say 30 millimeters would look better. 30 millimeters. Okay. Now let me make the legs of this table. First of all, I'll make the tabletop transparent so that I could see the legs in the top view. So click on color, transparent on. Okay, now I will again drag a box onto the work plane. If you want, you can also make cylindrical legs. I'll change the dimension of this box, 5 millimeters, 5 millimeters. Go to the front view, switch to flat view for accuracy and alignment. Okay, I will change the height. Yeah, 30 millimeter seems okay. Now I'll go to the top view and place it on the corner. Now let me change the color to brown. Okay. Now again go back to the front view, flat view for better accuracy. Okay, now you simply need to copy and paste this leg. So I'll click here, duplicate and repeat, and I will place it on the right. Okay, two legs have been created. Now go to the left view. Okay, select the leg, duplicate and repeat. Okay, go to the back view, duplicate and repeat, and I will just position it on the corner. Yes. Now let me switch to the perspective view to see how our table looks. Okay, this leg is not in the correct position, so I can go to the top view and just adjust its position. That's it. Now click the tabletop, transparent off. So the table is ready. Now let's group all the objects. So I will select the entire table, which includes the tabletop and the four legs. And now I will click on Union Group. Now if you lift the tabletop, the entire table will be lifted. You can place it wherever you want. Okay. So our table is ready. Make a chair. I will again drag this box onto the work plane, reduce its thickness by 3 millimeters. I'll keep the width and the length equal to 20 millimeters. I'll go to the top view and switch to the flat view and change the height. Let it be 20 millimeters from the work plane. I'll change the color to brown. Now I will also make this transparent. Now let's make the legs of the table. I will again drag a box onto the work plane and change the length and width to 3 millimeters. Okay, I'll go to the top view and adjust its position. I'll go to the front view to check its height. It seems okay. I'll change the color to brown. Now I'll simply copy and paste this. Copy and paste. Okay, now I can go to the right view. Again, copy and paste. I will go to the back view and check. Okay, I'll copy and paste one more leg. Copy and paste. Okay, now let me switch to the perspective view. I will again go back to the top view to ensure that the legs are on the corner. Yes. Okay, now let's make the support. I'll drag the box. Let me reduce the width to 3 millimeters. Okay, let me go to the top view and adjust its position. Okay, I'll go to the front view and check. Seems okay. Let's change this color. Okay, so the chair is ready. Okay, now let's make two holes. Okay, two rectangular holes on the support part. Let's see how to do this. So I will go to the right view. Let me just adjust this a little. Okay, seems aligned. Yes. So we want to make rectangular holes on the support. So I will drag this box with the strips that you can see. So this will help us create holes. So I will drag this here and reduce the thickness. Let it be 3. Okay. It should pass through the support. So I'll change its position. Yeah. Let me go back to the right side view and adjust its position. Okay. Now I will simply copy and paste this. Okay. Now time to make holes. I should reduce the thickness. Not the thickness. I should reduce the height. Okay. Yeah. Check again in the right view. Seems okay. Now click on the support part and click on the two boxes with the help of which we are going to make holes. So I am going to select the support and the two boxes, and now I will click on union group. Okay, so the chair is ready. Duplicate this chair and place it on the opposite side of the table. Select all the parts of the chair. Click on union group. Now this chair acts as one object. Let me click on the chair. The entire chair is selected. I'll go to the top view and I'll copy and paste this. I need to rotate this chair by 180 degrees. Okay, I can switch to the flat view and rotate this by 180 degrees. Okay, again let me show you. Okay, let me position it closer to the table. So the table and two chairs are ready. So this was a very simple task. Now let's make a cup in Tinkercad. I will drag a cylinder onto the work plane and I will click on duplicate and repeat. So one more cylinder will be placed at exactly the same location. I will reduce the dimensions of this second cylinder, 18 millimeter, 18 millimeter, and I'll go to the top view and adjust its position. Okay. Now I want to create a hole in the first cylinder using the second cylinder. So select the second cylinder and click on hole. So this will create a hole in the first cylinder. Select both the cylinders and click on union group. So the cup is almost ready. Let's attach a handle. Now I will drag a torus onto the work plane. Let me go to the top view. Let me change its thickness. This seems okay. Now I'll cut this torus into half. So to cut it into half, I can directly select a box hole and drag it here. Let me just drag it here, and now I will go to the flat view. Okay. It should pass through the entire torus. So let me ensure that it passes to the entire torus. Now I'll select the torus and the box hole and click on union group. Yes. Now let me change its angle. Let me rotate this by 90 degrees. I'll go to the front view and I'll switch to the flat view. And you can adjust the position until it seems okay. Let me just reduce its height. Okay, seems good. Let me change its color, or simply you can group it with the cup. So select the handle and the cup and click on group. So yes, the cup is ready. This is a vertical cup. I want to make a coffee cup which is somewhat slanted. To do that, I will simply drag the revolve sketch tool onto the work plane and draw a cross section of that cup. So draw a straight line and I'll draw the slanted line, and here you get plenty of options. Don't click on close path, otherwise it will close the path. It will look like this. So don't select that. Let's click on stroke settings and let's click on cap ends. You can just see how it looks. So if I click on rounded, it looks nice and rounded. Okay, so I'll click on rounded and then I'll click on finish sketch. So that's it, our cup is ready. We can still change the dimensions. Let me keep it 35 millimeters and 35 millimeters. Seems good. Now I can simply copy and paste this handle onto this cup. I will have to ungroup this cup first. So if you click here, it will ungroup the cup and the handle. I'll select the handle and I'll click on duplicate and repeat, and then I'll drag this. Okay, I'll group the cup and the handle again. Okay. Now you need to tilt this, go to the front view and just tilt this until it looks good. Okay, so 22.5 is a little bit more, so I can simply type, let me type -10. Okay, or I can write -12. Okay, this seems good, and I will just increase its size. Okay, no, this is too thick. Yeah, now again I will select the cup and the handle. Just check if everything looks okay, and now you can click on. Okay, let me still adjust the position. I'll go to the right side view, switch to the flat view. I'm not happy with the position of this handle. Yeah, now it seems okay. Now I'll group the handle and the cup. Select the handle, select the cup, click on Union Group. So our coffee cup is also ready. You can still change the dimensions if you want. You can make it little larger or little taller than the second cup. Now let's make a wooden post using Tinkercad. I will be using the extrude sketch tool, drag it onto the work plane and sketch a vertical post, a rectangle and a triangle on the top. Then click on finish sketch. I will reduce the thickness and I will rotate it by 90 degrees. Let me lift this. And now I will drop this onto the work plane by clicking here. So this is the vertical post. Now I will change its color to brown so that it looks like a wooden post. Now let me go to the front view and switch to the flat view. I will be using duplicate and repeat. Select the vertical post, duplicate and repeat. Place it at some distance from the first post. Once the distance looks okay, keep on clicking duplicate and repeat to get a number of vertical posts. So I got 10 vertical posts. If you want more, you can keep on repeating the same steps. Now I will just make 2 horizontal posts along the length of these vertical posts. So I will just drag this box onto the work plane and I will extend its length and I will change its thickness. And I'll place it just near the vertical post. I will change the color to brown and let me reduce the height. This looks okay. Now let's check this in the front view. Now I'll duplicate and repeat this and place one more horizontal post along the length of the vertical post, along the entire length. duplicate and repeat and adjust the position. Yeah, this looks okay. So one side of the fence is ready. Let's make a square perimeter. So select the entire fence, click on Union Group. Now the vertical posts and the horizontal post are of the same color. You can click on the solid color and turn on multicolor. Okay. Now the horizontal post is darker in color. Now go to the top view, flat view, and I'll click on duplicate and repeat, and then I will rotate it by 90 degrees and I'll place it on the right side. Okay, here I'm noticing that the vertical posts are behind the horizontal post, so I may need to rotate this again. So let me rotate this by 180 degrees. I'll click on that, I'll rotate it by 180 degrees. Yeah, now I will duplicate and repeat and then rotate it by 180 degrees and position it on the left side. I'll just position it on the left side. Now I will select the fence, duplicate and repeat it and rotate it by 180 degrees and place it. This completes our square fence. Now let's make a building. I'll be using the extrude sketch tool and make a rough plan of the building. So this is the top view. Now click on finish sketch. So the plan of the building is almost ready. We may make minor modifications in the dimensions later. Now I will check the height, seems okay. It's a miniature building which can be 3D printed also. So I will select a box hole. I want to make a balcony on the left side. Yeah, so that seems appropriate for a balcony. Okay, I'm just going to drop it. Okay, and check it in the front view. Yeah, this seems all right. I will duplicate and repeat this and position it on the right side to make a balcony on the right side. You can take more time and be as precise as you want. I'm quickly trying to make a building here. So I'll adjust the position. Yeah, this seems alright. Now I'm selecting the plan of the building along with the two holes and grouping them. Now you can see that the two holes have been created and you can see two balconies. They don't look like balconies because we have not placed a railing or a window. That also we will do. Let me go to the top view. Yeah, seems alright. Now I will place a box. I'm trying to make a railing here. I'll reduce the thickness and I'll place it at the end of the balcony. Just lift the building and add pillars and the foundation of the building. Explore Sim Lab of Tinkercad. Sim stands for simulation. Simulation is the imitation of a real world process over time using a model. So here we have a slide, and I will drag a ball onto the plane. I will just lift it. Let me reduce the dimensions. Okay, and let's keep it on top of the slide. Okay, yes, that's it. Now I will go to the Sim Lab, click on this icon on the top right corner. Now you need to make a few adjustments before you start playing the simulation. So what I'll do, I will select the entire slide and check the material. So it is a solid material. You can have a low friction plastic, a concrete slide, rubber slide, steel slide. That does make some sense. Okay, so let me select steel. So friction density values are already given to you. Now let me it should, okay, make it static. Okay, make it static. By clicking here you can make either dynamic objects or static objects. Okay, static means it won't change its position. Okay, it will stay on the ground. Now ball, that is supposed to be dynamic. Okay, so you don't want to make it static. Now you can change the material. You can change it to a rubber ball, or you can change it to plastic, or let me select, yeah, this is okay, yeah, rubber. Let's see the simulation. Now I'll just click on the play button and observe what happens. Again, okay, so it slides as in the real world. So you can change the material of the ball, you can change the material of the slide, and there will be some changes observed in the simulation. So this is how Sim Lab works. Put a barrier and see how the ball interacts with it. Click on Sim Lab and then click on play. So it collides with the barrier and stops. 6 blocks. I will shake the work plane and observe what happens. Go to the scene settings. You can change the gravity. You can also change the shake amplitude. So let me keep it equal to 10, which is the highest here. Now just click on play button and observe what happens.